Hey guys, this is Chris with Drop Dice. This is going to be a new video series on the channel. I'm going to call it GMFit. Essentially, a little bit of background about myself. I may have mentioned this before. I used to be in the Navy. I was a lot more in shape and conditioned at the time, and I, since leaving, kind of got a little out of shape and allowed myself to relax a little bit. Like, I know a lot about health and what I should be doing, and I'm just not doing it. So in effort to kind of persuade myself to do a little better in the gym, I'm going to do what I did to make myself be a little better as a game master. Is I'm going to start putting out video content. I think because I feel like I'm held to obligations when I make these videos, that maybe that's what will help me out with keeping with gym and everything. So a little bit about me as far as health is concerned. Just to let you guys know where I'm starting at, I do look like I'm relatively fit just looking at pictures and stuff like that, but you can tell I'm a little out of shape. As far as BMI is concerned, my BMI index is too high. According to that, I'm obese, but frankly, what American really isn't, that isn't like bodybuilding and really working out all the time. So that's no real big surprise there. I am 6 foot tall. I originally, when I started working out, was 230. I am down to 218 right now. My goal, at least currently, I'm thinking should be about 190, but I'm going to see how I look as I move down in weight. I'm really more looking for a physical condition than necessarily a number on the scale, and I always recommend that to people that I think are that I know that are losing weight, is to find a look that is more comfortable to you. Another thing that you can look at is not just the scale, but look at like inches. So, albeit I've lost, you know, the weight that I have to go from 230 to 218 area now, like my biceps have gotten a little bit bigger. So I may have lost a little bit more fat, but I gained a little bit of muscle. So it is definitely worth checking out and looking at the different features on you. I would suggest if you have a gym, talk to one of the guys that works there. They probably have a measuring tape, and they can take your measurements for you so that you can see if you've gained any growth. Which is especially important if your weight stagnates on the scale. Like if you are 215 one week and then like 2 weeks later you check the scale and you're still 215, even though you've been working really hard at the gym, it may be that you lost fat but gained muscle, and maybe because you're always looking at yourself in the mirror, you just didn't notice. Another thing I'd recommend are videos or pictures, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this, is because I'm hoping that with these videos, I'm going to notice a difference in my face, because I feel like I've got a little bit of a fat face going on right now. I'm just weird. I know, it's okay. But what I have here is a box from myProtein. I did cut open the box already. It does tell you to do not use blades when opening. I promptly ignored that and whipped out my knife and opened it. I don't recommend you follow my example, because usually they ship things to you in bags, and it is very easy to cut open your bag. Now my cat is extremely curious about the box. Let me move her along real quick here. I have all sorts of animals. So this is the stuff that I got on sale. I am not their employee. I do not make any money off this video. This is just me talking to you about what I think are good as far as supplements for myself. Actually, before we get into this box, let me grab one thing real quick here. So most supplements come as shakes. If you do not already have one, I do recommend a blender cup. The reason this one I got at Walmart, and I've got a couple, is the reason I like this one is because this section at the bottom here, if I get stuck a little bit, if I disconnect it, it's a little pot thing. But the cool thing about this little pot is when you unscrew it, it also has a pill case inside there, so you can put your protein powder or whatever powders you're using, and then you also have room for your supplement tablets. I've got a couple of these floating around, and it's really handy for like me going to school. I can just take two of these little pot things, connect them together, and then attach my shaker cup, and then I'm good to go for the rest of the day. I'll pretty much use this shaker cup for anything that I'm drinking while I'm out. So a lot of water. Let's go ahead and get back into the box. Shaker cups are super common. The one I use is from Blender Ball, just because I like having those little attachable little pot things at the bottom. Like I said, this is all stuff I personally bought. They didn't give me anything for free except for one thing that was a promotion, which everybody can get. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have any sort of coupon code for them, but I will recommend you to a gentleman on YouTube named Matty Fusaro, or Fusaro Fitness. He does some really informative videos about the basics of what it is to work out, how to design a diet, like how to figure out what your macronutrients are. I happen to do what's called flexible dieting, which is something he talks about in his channel and he does himself, where your diet is basically designed around your macronutrients, and that you should be flexible in what you eat. You don't have to be super rigid. You don't have to be like, I'm cutting out all grains, period. The idea is that, with flexible dieting, you can eat the things that you still enjoy. You just eat in moderation and you balance it out with appropriately healthy things. One of the most important things about it, though, that if you're thinking about doing it, as with any diet, is to make sure that the food that you eat is good food. It should be natural foods, low in fat, high in the other macronutrients that you need. He uses the term macronutrient dense foods is what you're looking for. I would definitely agree to that, because if you don't eat macronutrient dense, you're either going to get too many calories or you're going to eat way too much stuff, and you're going to feel like you're just pigging out all day. Which is kind of a problem for me because I have a terrible eating schedule. I eat probably twice a day, and I really need to change that so that I can actually lose weight, because if you don't and you eat like me, you will fast yourself and then you'll gain weight, especially when you play games and drink sodas, which is something that I'm pretty guilty of. So I'm trying to limit the amount of sodas that I drink. So here's what I got. First off, if you guys have been paying attention to my channel, you know that I love tank tops. So one of the things I bought was a myProtein tank top. This one's a little bit different. It's a razorback, which means that when I get those super awesome back muscles, you're going to be able to see them along with my tattoos. I just got it really because I needed to even out so I could get free shipping. So this is the thing that I got for free. myProtein usually does some sort of giveaway. If you spend $50, you get some product for free. What I got this time is called myProtein Flavor Drops. These ones are natural chocolate flavor. I kind of hoped that they were going to give me strawberry because that's what they were offering me last time I ordered from them. Unfortunately, I didn't hit the $50 mark then, so I didn't get the strawberry ones. They gave me chocolate this time. Essentially what this is it's a little liquid. It comes in a little eyedropper, and you can add it to like unflavored protein shakes or anything that's unflavored so that you can add that flavor to it. I've heard really good things about it. I've never tried it myself, about how it is it's actually kind of a stronger taste without being overpowering. And it's one of those things that it's kind of like those Mios. If one drop doesn't do it for you, you can drop in more drops and you can find that happy medium. So if you're just having that really sweet tooth moment and you decide, okay, I'm going to mix my protein in with a little bit of fruit this time, and you want to maybe go for like a chocolate dipped strawberry smoothie, maybe that's what this will be good for. So with the idea of strawberry, let me bust this out here. So I usually get their Impact Whey. This time I got the Impact Whey Isolate. Isolate just means that it is a refined, better quality protein, if you ever see that term. The one I got this time is strawberry cream flavored. I heard really, really good reviews on the strawberry cream flavor, and this one happens to be 90 calories per serving, which is 1 scoop, and the protein, which is the important part here because of what I'm attempting to do, is 21 grams. So that's a really good protein for calorie and protein ratio, and that's what we're talking about, is that macronutrient dense. I'm keeping the calories low and my protein content high. So that's one of the things that I will be using and will probably go in one of my pots while I'm out and about in the world. So the next 3 items I'm going to show you here, don't be alarmed. I bought the small ones and they just happen to use the same size packaging for all of it. Let's start with the multivitamins. So I got this one more for my fiance. This one's the Daily Vitamins by them. If you look, it's a pretty big case. You can see there's some space here. Let me give you the little surprise. Turn it around this way. There's all the vitamins down there. So what this is this is 60 tablets, which would be 2 months supply. I got the small pot for her just so that she could try it, see if she likes it. The Daily Vitamins on this one are designed for anyone. I got a different kind of vitamin for myself. It is 1 per day, and so that'll last about 2 months. They do have a bigger pot that I want to say is like 250. It's the same size case. They fill it up more. And they're pretty reasonable priced. I want to say this one was like $4 because I got it on sale. And their normal price is like $9, which is not bad at all for a daily vitamin. It's pretty good content too. One of the things that really attracted me to myProtein's vitamins specifically is I have a hard time with vitamins. Usually when I take them, they have too much vitamin C and vitamin D, which causes me to get sick. You can actually essentially give your system an overload or kind of like poison your system with vitamin C and D. I'm really susceptible to it. So for the longest time, I could only take like children's vitamins. And so it's nice to see an adult vitamin that doesn't have outrageous amounts. If you look at normal vitamins, they typically have something like 2,000% of the vitamin C for your daily intake. These, both of them have 130%. This one is 133, which is the Alpha Men's, which is what I'm taking. And then hers is 133% as well. Hers vitamin D content is much lower. It's 1%, but she drinks milk and things like that. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Which we buy ultra refined Fairlife or Fairway. It's one of those two milk, which is a little bit healthier. And then also you can get your vitamin D elsewhere. So the one that I got is the Alpha Men's. This one is a men's formula. You can see, again, it is kind of not a completely full pot, but that's because I bought the smaller size. If you buy the big size, which is, I think that one's $250 as well, they fill up the whole thing. The Alpha Men's, I got that one simply, again, because of that vitamin C, vitamin D problem that I have. I'm hoping that this works well, and I'll keep you guys informed as far as if it does work well for me, because I know I'm not the only person that has a little bit of problems with vitamins. So here's looking forward to that. The next thing I want to bust out here is my omega-3s. Omega-3s are a fish oil. If you look at this one's pretty full. This one is the 90 pill bottle. I think when the other ones are full, they kind of look like this, where they have a little bit of a gap, but not a huge gap. Now, omega-3s are part of a family of dietary supplements, omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. You can get a 369 supplement, or you can get an omega-3 supplement by itself. Generally, it's recommended that if you're an American or European, you just get omega-3 because of our diet and the things that we eat. We typically get enough omega-6s and 9s on our own, but omega-3s are helpful in the breakdown of fats. So I'm adding them. The one thing that kind of drew me to their brand over another brand, because fish oil is fish oil is fish oil for the most part, is first off, it was a very good price. And second off, the reviews that I've seen online about these tablets are that you don't get fishy burps, which is kind of the problem with omega-3s. When you burp, it kind of tastes like you ate a raw fish. If those reviews are wrong, I will inform you as soon as I figure that one out, because that is not something I'm ever happy with, and I will stop taking fish oil for that reason. The next thing I took here is somewhat controversial, but most bodybuilders all kind of agree on it, is creatine monohydrate. I did get a flavored one this time because they were out of the unflavored, which is what I typically get. I decided to go with this bag because what I was getting at GNC for like $9 was a quarter of the size of this bag, and this bag was like $11 for 1.1 pounds, which was just a steal compared to what I was doing before. This one's raspberry lemonade flavored. I read online that this is a really good flavor for pretty much anything that they do raspberry lemonade, so I was like, okay, I'll try that one out. It sounded like the best one for me. Creatine monohydrate is a type of creatine. It is refined, and it's made to where it will go into your system very easily. Essentially what it does is it puts water to your muscles, which are mostly water anyways, and it gives you this kind of eternal pump look. That's the aesthetic that people see, but the benefit of it is that water that's there does help with aid in recovery, and then it does provide a little bit of ATP or energy while you're at the gym. And because of that increased water mass that you have, it'll allow your muscles to breathe a little bit easier. So while you're at the gym, you may notice that you have a little bit more endurance. Now, creatine doesn't work for everyone, but I do recommend you give it a try. It is pretty much highly recommended by anybody who professionally bodybuilds or works out pretty heavily if you are interested in going that route. I am interested in looking pretty, so for me, getting set up on creatine sounded like a good plan. Another thing that I got is I used to take NO Explode when I was in the Navy by BSN. I wanted to try a different brand because NO Explode, they changed the formula and it got super sweet, and I like it killed me to drink it. So what I got this time is it's not as much NO supplement as the NO Explode is, but this is the myProtein My Pre-Workout. This one is also raspberry lemonade. Again, picked it because I saw reviews online. A lot of people liked it. This one, it does have a little bit of creatine in it, and it has a whole bunch of other stuff like some nitrous oxide or NO supplement mix inside here. It's got some BCAAs, which you'll see people talk about, branched chain amino acids. Essentially what it is in your diet, when you eat food, you get amino acids, and you may not get all of the amino acids that you need from your food just because of the way you eat. So having a supplement that provides you some branched chain amino acids in addition to your normal diet does help out quite a bit. Instead of getting just a BCAA supplement by itself, I decided to get my pre because I eat generally fairly well. So having this added to that should make me feel okay. If it turns out that I don't feel great on this thing, I'll let you guys know pretty much with any of these products. Again, I don't work for myProtein, so I don't feel like I'm going to hurt anybody's feelings if I say honestly it didn't work for me or what I didn't like about it or what I did like about it. I have had their protein in the past, and I tried their unflavored, which was actually really good. It mixed really well inside the shaker cup, and then when I cooked with it, it was actually amazing cooking with it because it really had no flavor. Now, when I mixed in the shaker cup with water, it was a little bit too much like a cream taste, and I'm not a big fan of cream by itself. And so I didn't really drink it like that. When I drank it with milk, it only got more rich, so I didn't drink the unflavored straight. I really used it for cooking. I had the bigger bag last time. I'm getting the smaller bag of strawberry cream because I didn't use the whole big bag of unflavored for my cooking needs, and I feel like I want to get the small bags of protein for now to try out some different flavors. And if it turns out strawberry cream is right up my alley, I'm probably just going to stay with it. I'm not going to do a sample video right now because I'm just not prepared for it. If I had thought about it ahead of time, I would have poured out some milk or water so that I could try it. But if you check out Matty Fusaro, he does have some sample videos where he shakes it up inside the video, and you can see how smooth the protein mixes. Creatine, for the most part, mixes pretty smooth. I'm hoping that this one is just as good, if not better, than the one I used to get at GNC. And other than that, that's pretty much what I've got for now. Like I said, this is going to be kind of an ongoing series. Essentially, I've noticed that while doing these YouTube series videos that my games and my ability to GM has improved from doing it. Essentially, this is kind of more of a sounding board, and I get some advice from people in the community, and I help out, and it helps me kind of share ideas and talk to them. And I think that doing this will help me kind of get myself encouraged to go to the gym. Essentially, a lot of people, they do like photos and stuff like that, and some of those people, it's not because they're vain. Some of them are very vain, and I'm probably one of them, because I want to be pretty. But some of the people who do those photos, it's more for progress and inspiration. And I think maybe doing these videos, talking about what I'm doing, will be for progress and inspiration for myself. And maybe I'll start to notice that my face thins up a little because I think I got kind of chubby cheeks going on right now. But this is kind of going to be my journey. I'm going to let you know what works for me. If you want to try any of this stuff and you didn't catch what I said, feel free to ask me in the comments section, and I'll point you in the right direction. I like myProtein simply because they usually have some good sales and things like that going on, and they're a really good product. Like I said, I've used them before, so this wasn't like the first time I've ever gotten myProtein here. Excuse me, BSN's a really good product. Protein, you can go with, there's the Optimum Gold Standard, which is kind of the one that you always see in like the old movies. That's what like Arnold used. It's a big black bottle that's like 5.5 pounds, big tub thing. I actually, one of the things I will say about myProtein is these bags. They're actually super handy. I wish I knew about them when I was in the Navy because you have such limited space. But these bags are awesome because right now when you get them, they're already pretty pushed thin because they vacuum seal them and all. But when you start using it, you can kind of squeeze out the air, seal it off, and let's say you're going to Gen Con or something, and you want to take your supplements with you, work out in the gym because you're crazy like me, then these are super easy to pack. So that's one of the things that I do like. The other thing I like is because it's not in the giant plastic bin, I think they're saving money on it because they do have a pretty competitive price. So it's definitely cool to see that sort of thing going on. Like I said, I'll let you guys know what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what I'm doing. If you guys are interested in finding out more stuff, give me a thumbs up on this video. And like I said, I'm probably going to put out at least a couple videos, feel out how it goes on the channel. And if you guys would like to join me in the GMFit program, I would like to encourage you to go ahead and start throwing out hashtags so that we can make a little group here and be super cool. I'm going to hate myself for doing hashtags, but I'll do it. We'll make a little hashtag GMFit, and we can post stuff like us rocking our dice bag at the gym or something stupid. I don't know. We'll think of something. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to support, give me a like, give me a share so that you can share with your friends. If you happen to have a friend who's a GM or a player that wants to kind of learn a little bit more, I'll talk to you guys about what I'm doing, how my diet specifically breaks down, and what I'm doing at the gym, what I'm doing to work out. Some people I would recommend checking out online are Matty Fusaro. If you guys were to see my YouTube page is about half workout stuff and cooking, and then half D&D/RPG related. My YouTube channel is just eclectic, I know. Matty Fusaro would be one of the first people that I would recommend just because he does a really awesome job of like explaining what macronutrients are, how to kind of get started. And he focuses, at least in his early videos, on the nutrition, which is super important for when you're working out. Another person I'd recommend is Elliot Hulse from Strength Camp. Awesome guy. He's from New York, so you got to get used to that New York accent. You either love it or hate it, and that's kind of the opinion around there. But he's a cool guy. He's pretty straightforward, and sometimes he gets questions that are stupid on his channel, and he has no problem telling the person they're stupid. So it's kind of funny. Elliot's a pretty cool guy, and he's got a lot of straightforward videos about this is how you do this exercise. This is how you would do it if you want to do it right. His channel has helped me out immensely with doing squats. I would really recommend him for learning how to do squats properly, which is an awesome all-around body workout that you should do. Let's see, somebody else here. Some of these channels haven't updated in a little while, so I'm looking over my list. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's Bo's D&D/role playing, and then workout videos. That's my YouTube channel or YouTube subscription list in a nutshell. If you guys look at my channel, I actually have all these channels that I'm mentioning in my subscriptions that is on the main page for you guys. Buff Dudes is another one that I'd recommend. They're pretty awesome. Those guys. They're huge is kind of the best way to put it. Like, these guys are super in shape, but they're down to earth, and they have some recipes on there. Like, they've got a protein peanut butter cookie recipe that is amazing. For me, it's now my favorite. Like, I don't even like buying protein bars. I like the peanut butter cookies, and I've gotten them worked out to where I can keep their fat content down but still keep them moist. So that's pretty awesome. If you're interested, the brand of peanut butter that I use is the Kroger Natural brand. You can use stuff like Jason's, which is a little healthier, but I like that one because it's got just a little bit more fat in there, and I just take it out of my diet somewhere else. The Protein Chef is really awesome. Fit Men Cook is the best one that I'd recommend. He does some really awesome things inside there, like spinach meatballs. Well, he does barbecue spinach meatballs. I don't really care for barbecue because of the vinegar that's involved in it. So I just do barbecue meatballs, but I put a little of like spaghetti sauce inside there to keep it a little moist. It's super good. Check out his stuff because he's a lot of stuff on how to cook and things like that. I mentioned Matty Fusaro. Let's see here. And it's defying me right now, but I know that there was another person on the RPG community that is also working out, and I will figure out who they are and include them in the video if I can. If I don't figure out who you are, please, if you happen to see this video, comment, and let's kind of share videos and stuff like that. And maybe we can make, like I said, a subsection of the community that does hashtag GMFit. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys at the gaming table and perhaps maybe at the gym. All right, thank you, and you have a great day.